Hello and Namaskar viewers. I'm Dr. Vanshri Agarwal, a best-selling author and a public policy educator. I have expertise in consulting, skill development and policy formulation. I have worked with both the public and private sector in collaboration with central government ministries, LBS NAA Mussoorie, the UNICEF and the Center for Public Policy and Governance. I completed my own Ph.D. studies with Jamia Millia Islamia in 2021, and that is when I decided, after a few years gap, to write a book on the subject. More about the book a little later. Today, in general, I am here to talk to you about a fascinating area which touches all our lives, and that is research. Research in general and in particular as well. Isn't our world today rid with myriad choices when we want to go to buy any product or service? Say for example, if we have to buy something for our own self in our daily life or for our home, for our office, whether it be a smartphone, a travel plan, perhaps even a life partner, or a school or institution for our kid, or just any service. How do you go about selecting one? Well, there are very many media platforms across which you gather some, collect information about that, you make your choices, you take the pros and cons for it, perhaps the price point or other features which make it suitable to you. And then you go about buying that product or service. Now your experience may be good or bad after that, initial research that you have done, but that always adds to your experience so that next time you become even better at the procedure and you take even more steps if your experience did not come out well. All this can be clubbed as, in general, a process of research. This is how we have accustomed to build our normal lives. Now, to talk about research in particular. Well, research in particular is an area that we talk about in terms of, say, medicinal research or pharma industry, science labs, and in academia. To talk of academia, where we look for research would be a degree called Ph.D. or Doctor of Philosophy. It is generally considered the highest academic degree that one aspires for during their career, and it is also the one that is considered as a difficult one, a lonely journey, and there are very many myths and some realities also associated with the concept. In earlier times, very few people used to opt for that degree given its laborious nature and also the difficulty level associated with it. But of course, was also the fact, as it remains even today, that a lot of social prestige and respect was associated when you completed that degree, and a doctor prefix used to get associated with your name. To come to some interesting data points around the subject, well, India ranks among fourth in position by the number of PhDs enrolled every year as per the OECD data. So we have, of course, a large number of people that are getting enrolled. And as per data, there is almost a figure of 24,000 people who are getting their degrees in terms of PhD annually in India every year. Well, but what happens is that of all those who get enrolled, only 50 to 60% manage to complete and come out of this process successfully, having earned that degree for themselves. So of course, the burnout rate, or you can say the attrition rate, is quite high. And then what happens, if you take a whole lot of time, which is considered about an average of 5 to 8 years to complete this degree, what happens is, of course, that you lose out on your professional experience, on your salary, then also gainful employment, your career, your dreams, your goals, and a lot. And also gain a lot of stress in this journey, and that also affects the kind of research that you tend to produce, because what happens is that when your work gets hindered or taken takes about a whole lot of years, then at the end of it, it gets segregated in 1 year or say a few months when you complete your work, and that seriously hampers the quality of research that one is producing. So can something be done about it? Well, of course, definitely, and why not? Both institutionally and also individually. Well, institutionally, both the UGC, the universities have done in conjunction with each other. They have done a lot by terms of, bringing out rules and regulations, both for part-time and full-time PhDs. The colleges have tightened their systems. The university systems have now provide for submitting of a 6-monthly report so that the students are also in the know-how along with the supervisor as to what stage their work has reached. But individually, what can we do about that? Do we have any books or manuals in support of how should we go about during each year of this journey, which is a minimum stipulated period of 3 years as per the latest rules? Well, not exactly. So you have an access to a few videos on YouTube or other platform that would perhaps guide you to the basic process. But anything available to handhold you throughout the journey? Well, unfortunately not. So what do you do to research about this process of research which is called PhD? So for that purpose, I present to you my book called Fast Track PhD, and which goes with the subtitle, The Unbeatable 3-Year Formula. To introduce you a little, into the nitty-gritties of the book, I would go by the saying of the famous Shair John Elias Sahab, who says, and I quote, "कौन सीखता है बातों से, सबको एक हादसा जरूरी है." Meaning that of course it is difficult even if you read or get to know something, because what experience teaches you is something which is something that matters the most. And perhaps most of you would also agree with me that rather than bookish language, it is the experience which we gain from life and its incidents that matter the most and that help us also in our journeys. So I present to you this book, which is based on my own experiences of having completed my own PhD within a stipulated period of 3 years. And based on the trials and tribulations that I went during that period and the wisdom that I gathered, I present this to handhold you towards a journey that becomes very enriching in terms of the field work and takes you into a step-by-step journey to complete your work all within a period of 3 years to produce a real good quality work. You may feel, that I am already doing a PhD and it is going to produce a thesis. Oh my God, now why should I read a fat thesis or a book again on the subject itself? Well, so to tell you something, it's neither fat, it's nor boring, but it's quite reassuring and rescuing. How so? Well, to give you some nuggets from the book itself, the book handholds you through a series of stories and anecdotes. They really help you because they're taken from the life itself and tell you about the experience of somebody who's been in your shoes. So the whole book comes to you with the detailing of, or I can say the point of view of a researcher who's been there, done that, or somebody who's been in your shoes, who's been in that journey and knows, at what process a difficulty is going to arise, or at what point you are going to get stuck, or when you are going to look for a solution in the abyss out there and you won't find any answers, and perhaps when you will be banging your head. And it is at those crucial moments that I tend to handhold you and take a detour through your problem and find a solution for that. Isn't it unique? If you had something, or even I had something in my time, it would have been really great. It would have, made me lose some anxious moments for good and keep up my work and perhaps spend some quality time with my family or friends, which again I lost in worry and tensions. So to take you on a quick rejoinder about the book, well, along with the stories and the research process, what is also important is the general consonance about the paperwork that goes into making the PhD as a complete process. So along with the research process, you are also going to understand about the other academic and administrative issues surrounding the process of PhD. Well, furthermore, it has been structured around each of the 3 years that we are trying to take you and handhold you to complete your PhD, so that it divides each step, whether it be data collection or analysis or even report writing, so that each step will be divided into a period of 6 to 8 months, and then you will be able to slot each of the year into a compartment of through the 3 years and make it into a game plan and steer clear of any troubles that come by way of your exceeding the timelines and not being able to complete your work in good time. Then you may think that, why to go into the nitty-gritties of research? I'm not even clear as to what are my inclinations. I don't even know whether I want to go into a PhD or not. What are my reasons to do it? And even if I get hold of the reasons of doing the PhD, I'm not even clear how to go about a topic. I have no idea about it. So then, does your book help me? Well, of course, it does. If you are still stuck on how to find a topic, the book here is there sure to help you out in a way so that there are maximum chances of you clearing that PhD defense as well. Then you may ask that in this area, an arena of AI tools, or that is artificial intelligence, what is the need of such a book? Well, of course, why not? You can of course use the AI tools as well, but in that universe of numerous AI tools available, how do you know what would be useful to you and what would be ethical as well to use while you are going for your research? So the book also helps you find and actually use tools which have been tried and tested for the purpose of PhD research to cut down on your laborious tasks for the purpose of research, but then also take care of the ethical considerations and plagiarism issues while using the softwares available in the market, but also not wanting you to compromise on the work and also not be in contravention to the rules and ordinances which govern your research. Furthermore, PhD is in general considered as a lonely journey in which you have to, chart out your own course of research, and it becomes a long and laborious and difficult journey in which you do not find much support. Well, the book helps you to quell this, I would say, a very oft-cited myth by the way of hand-holding you into teaching you that you need to be able to cultivate a support mindset as well, because there are many channels of support that are available. You can take the support of your supervisor, of your friends, colleagues, faculty members, from the world of internet, and even from all those who are the stakeholders in this system who can be there to assist you, but you need to dive into those channels and build those collaborative channels of engagement and also networking channels so that you are able to gain into that support channel and also reach out to it in the times of crisis and know as to how you have to take help from it and from the various different channels that are being available. So that help has also been guided very well through the medium of this book. So whether you are already pursuing a research, or you are thinking of applying for a PhD or any other type of research, or you are already into it into a few years and you are stuck about it, so at whichever juncture of your research journey you might be, the book is out there to help you, guide you, mentor you through a step-by-step process which helps you to produce quality work within a minimum stipulated period of 3 years, that too with the ability of either doing a primary research or a secondary research. That's up to you. But of course, As a friend, as a guide, and as a mentor, somebody who's been in your shoes, the book would be really helpful to you, as I also got to know through the wonderful reviews that I got for my book. The book is available in paperback version on Amazon. You can download it from the Kindle store, and very soon it would be out in the audiobook format as well. So, wishing you all the best for your goals and happy researching. Thank you.